Hey y'all, and welcome back to Damien After Dark, where we're going to be recapping episode 6 of Baddies Africa. Okay, I'm so excited that you're here and that you decided to join me. So, if you want to recap episode 6, if you want to talk about it, you come to the right place. Welcome to the official after show. Okay, so before we begin, everybody, y'all know the drill. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed, click that subscribe button, press that thumbs up button, and like this video. Get in the comment section, leave me your thoughts and opinions on episode 6. Last but not least, if you would like to donate to the channel and help your boy out, in the description box below will be some ways that you can donate to help us grow and sustain, okay? PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all that good stuff. We do it all down there in the description. Also, if you like any of the jewels that you see me wearing, in the description box below will also be some ways that you can check out my new jewelry collaboration that I'm doing. I am partnering with a company and I am promoting my own jewels, and this is one of them. Y'all know I love me some jewelry. If you've watched me for a while, you know I'm always in something, baby. I'm always blinging in something, okay? Affordable jewelry made with great materials, nothing that's going to break you out, nothing that's going to break the bank. You know, I don't claim any of my jewelry to be thousands of dollars of jewels. This is all fun pieces, okay? Fun pieces that reflect my style and personality. Now, and there's also other pieces out there for those of you that may not be into this particular style. I've got other things that you can check out as well. That again will be in the description box below. All right, now let's get into episode 6. Okay, episode 6 begins with Dolly and Kriken. They've got this beef going on. Dolly told Kriken, say my name one more time. Kriken says her name. I think Kriken is the one who actually threw the food first, but Dolly started darting towards her. I don't know if Dolly darted first or Kriken threw the food first. I think Kriken threw the food first. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, but all I know is there's eggs, there's motherfucking grits, there's biscuits being thrown, bitch. Yes, it's a lot going down at this brunch. Now raise your hand if you're over sad Dolly. Okay, because let me tell you, from here on out to the rest of the season, sad Dolly really shows her ass and shows her true colors and shows that she's a jealous, envious hater, right? That's what we see. We're going to get into it. Now, Natalie is looking around, smiling and laughing. Haha, y'all are crazy. And it's just like, it's safe to say, I don't know about y'all. Y'all probably can tell with me, I'm over this shit. Okay, I'm over this shit. Again, I only put these videos out for y'all. If it wasn't for y'all, I would have stopped watching Baddies a long time ago. I'm over it. Same shit, different city, different country. Just like Diamond the Body said in a recent interview, what is the point? What is the plot? What are we doing here? What's the goal? Like, is it just going to be fighting in a different... And I don't know about you guys, but I would just be livid. Like, if I'm just trying to eat a simple breakfast, like, do we have to fight all the time? I get it. We have to get the scene. We have to get some entertainment. But you don't have to fight to be entertaining all the time. The girls can sit at a breakfast and read one another, and we can get a funny read session. And we can watch Kriken read Sad Dolly and her look down and back, it's back and forth, back and forth. But instead, it's like straight to fighting. I wish that someone in production, I wish a producer would step forward and be like, hey, look, we want a scene with you guys talking, no fighting. If anyone puts their hands on anyone, if anyone throws anything, you're going home. Put some safeguards in place, Zeus. Hold these girls accountable, because when you guys don't, they just behave the way they do. And maybe that's what Zeus wants. Maybe Zeus wants them to behave that way. Maybe they don't care that there's no plot. Maybe they don't care that there's not a lot of dialogue and all that. I don't know. But Natalie, I don't know, I feel like I've got a hair in my mouth, you guys. I just shaved. I just shaved up my beard a little bit, and I think I may have got I don't know, a hair or something in my mouth. I'm just gonna be real with y'all. Natalie tells the baddies that she's got a new girl joining them. A new baddie will be joining them by the name of Choco Brown, and she is from Nigeria. Okay, and Choco comes in and she says she is 100% black bad bitch. Okay, she says I am 100% Bad Black Beach. And I said, okay, Choco Brown, I think I'm gonna like her. I think I instantly liked Choco when she said that. I said, okay, Choco, come in owning it, being proud of who you are, being proud of being a fine black sister. Okay, come through, Choco Brown. She said, I am representing for the African queens, and I'm here for it. All right. Now, Choco says she's the real African baddie, the real African queen. And, everybody looking at Etsy, not me calling her Etsy, not Etsy, child. Elsie. Everybody looking at Elsie like, because, Elsie claimed to be the African queen. Elsie thought she was going to be, the only African girl on the cast, if not the only one. Now we see the ladies, they're getting ready to head out on a safari. They get on separate buses to go out and do this different safari because we know that they are to get on these. They go on different Sprinter vans to go to their safari because we know we got 20 cast members. Everybody can't ride the same bus. While they're on these split Sprinter vans, these split buses, Kriken is letting Diamond the Body and Ivory know what Sad Dolly was saying about them. Okay, so Kriken tells Diamond the Body and Ivory that, look, on our first day here, when we were on the Sprinter van with Dolly, she was talking cash money shit about y'all. She was talking cash money shit to you, Ivory, about how she whooped your ass. And I'm just like, I like Kriken. I like Kriken because she's doing the job. You know what I'm saying? She's carrying bones. She's being a little messy. Her confessionals are funny. She's a little. I don't want to use the word trashy because that's mean. She's not trashy. She's a little grungy. You know what I mean? It's a little, kind of look like she, I don't know, just walk through a back alley real quick. I don't know how to explain it without coming off rude because I think Kriken is a pretty girl. You know what it is? She just needs that Zeus Network glow up. Let Kriken go through this season, and if they bring her back next season, she's gonna come back looking like. And she already looks like, in some of her confessionals, I think she's a beautiful girl. But y'all know what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying. Anyways, she's planting the seeds, right? Kriken knows if I run this back to Ivory, Ivory's going to confront Dolly on what she said. And she does. And we'll get into that. Now, we see a flashback. We see the flashback of Dolly on the bus talking about, I had to beat Ivory and DTB's ass. I had to beat their ass. Blase, blase, blah. And it's like, girl, no, you did not. No, you did not. You did not. Like, please stop. Stop capping. Like, are we watching the same show? Are we watching the same show? I've yet to see anybody beat Ivory's ass, right? Now, somebody might win against Ivory. Somebody might get the best of her, but I've never seen anybody beat her ass, and I don't think Dolly ever has. Am I missing a fight? Can y'all think of a time that we've seen Ivory get her ass beat? Did Dolly beat her ass? I don't think she did. Now, Kriken tells Ivory that Dolly says... Kriken tells Ivory that Dolly said Ivory was in the confessionals trying to copy her looks, her wigs. And I'm sitting here thinking, Dolly, are you really that delusional that you think people are sitting in confessionals trying to copy your looks, your wigs, and you really think some of these girls want to get up in these confessionals and look like Ronald McDonald the clown? Because that's the way you look, Dolly. You look like something straight out of the Disney movie Halloween Town. The way you sit up in those confessionals with those big JoJo Siwa bows in your hair, with those clown costumes that you be wearing. There is no way that you think Ivory is trying to copy your looks, Mamacita. Ivory ain't the most stylish, but she look a lot damn better than you. Can we puff to that? I mean, really, y'all think about it. She's the only girl on the cast who looks a fucking mess. Well, there's another girl I'm going to get to. Y'all have to stay tuned to that. I'm going to get into another girl and her confessional looks in the future. So stick around for that. But Dolly, she thinks she be eating these looks up, and you look a fool. A prime rib fool, okay? I mean, this is the same girl, y'all. I saw a picture other night where Dolly went out for her birthday, and she was in like a literal plastic see-through looking prom dress. I'm like, what are you wearing, girl? Like, who do you think you are, Michelle Obama? You're going out for your birthday and you're dressed in a prom dress. Please, please don't flatter yourself, baby girl. Like, you are not Mariah Carey. And listen, I'm with Kay Ricken when she says it's giving Michael Myers tease. It's giving Michael Myers tease. Okay? I'm just saying. Now, apparently, according to Kay Ricken, Dolly said that she did Ivory's makeup and her hair for a confessional, only for Ivory to go in the confessional and talk shit about Dolly. This is what Kay Ricken says that Dolly told her. That Dolly claims she did Ivory's hair and makeup. She did it for a confessional, only for Ivory to get in the confessional and talk shit. How y'all feel about that? This is what I know. I needed the reunion for that to be addressed. Saucy, Janisha, I need for y'all to be taking notes and for that to be addressed. When I need the question to be asked, Ivory, Dolly, what confessional were you talking about where you said you did Ivory's makeup and hair and she talked shit about you? I don't need this to be swept under the rug because we all know that at the end of the day, Ivory wants to cop a plea with Dolly wants to cop a plea with Ivory, and nobody can convince me different. That's why she's playing chummy, chummy, cool, cool. Let's in the sandbox. She knows what time it is. She wants to only fight girls that she knows that she can beat up on. Now we see Russian Cream. Russian Cream is in the back of the Sprinter van. And all the girls are getting off to get ready to go on the safari. And while everybody's getting off, Russian Cream is sitting back there and she's talking to, I don't want to say whispering, but she's kind of lowering her voice and she's telling Choco Brown that, giving her a heads up and saying, production will give you a bad edit if you're hard to work with and you show up late. So Russian Cream was pretty much telling Choco Brown, let's get off the bus, let's get over here to the safari, and let's be on time because if we don't, production's going to give us a bad edit. Okay, so Rolley overhears this, and Rolley's like, what did you say? What you talking about, Willis? And Russian tells her, what's going on, and Rolley gets pissed. Rolley says, that's not true, and I don't like the whispering shit. But here's the thing. I don't think Russian Cream pulled that out of her ass. I think somebody did tell her that. I don't think she would just say and tell another cast member, oh, da-da-da-da-da, production, da-da-da-da. I was confused why she was doing it on camera, though. I'm like, why are you telling Choco this on camera? Production's going to hear it. They're going to see it. I would have done it when I don't have a mic pack on and we're not filming. But she did it in front of the cameras. Rolley heard it. Rolley checked her. And to be honest with you guys, it seems like Rolley kisses Zeus's ass in instances like this because she's in good graces with them. Let's be real. She's in good graces with them. But the moment that Rolley and Zeus Network fall out, Rolley is going to have everything to say bad about this network that everyone else has had to say bad about this network, including Russian Cream talking about giving bad edits when you show up late, when you're hard to work with. Rolley, you know that's true, but you wanted to kiss the ring and you wanted to butter up to the network because you know that's good for you, that's favorable for you. If you look loyal to them, they're going to continue to bring you back. The checks are going to continue to cash, even though Rolley has since claimed that she's quitting the show. She recently did a video or an Instagram live or something that I saw where she said she's not returning to the show. I don't believe it. I'll believe it when the cast lineup is announced and she's not there. But I just think she's in her feelings and she probably didn't get her way about something. So she's trying to, manipulate and make Lemon Pepper and them think that she's leaving the show, which, I don't want Rolley to leave the show, but baby girl, you're not bigger than the show, and if you do leave the show, it will go on, okay? Y'all know Rolley's always been my favorite. I don't want her to go anywhere, but again, if she does, the show will go on. So trying to leverage yourself by saying you're going to leave, it's not going to work, Rolley. Just trust me. Trust me. I know how it works. It's not gonna do you any good. So you might as well continue to bow down and kiss the ring. But yeah, we all know. I mean, it's probably Zeus probably does give favorable edits to certain people. Let's be real. Now, Russian Creams ends up asking Rolley, "Do you not like me?" And I just thought that was a stupid question to ask. Why would you ask her that? That to me shows weakness. That to me kind of shows like, "Do you want to be my friend?" Fuck that. Fuck that. If you felt disrespected by Rolley, Russian Cream, you should have stood in that and you should have read that bitch for filth. I would have not have sat there and I would not have, "Do you like me?" Da, 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 da. And listen, Russian did defend herself. She did defend herself in a way. But I just don't like the power dynamic there. It seemed like Rolley felt like she was bigger than, better than, talking down to. I don't feel like she's really given Russian Cream a chance. She said she doesn't like her, and I don't understand why. Rolley says, "I don't like you because you're a dick rider and you're telling false information about production." Well, I want to know where the dick rider comes from. Who is she dick riding? You dick ride Natalie, Rolley. Let's just be real. Can we be real for a minute? And I like Rolley. Now, somebody bookmark this because y'all love to say I be biased and I don't call shit out when it's my faves or whatever. I'm doing it right now. Does Rolley not dick ride Natalie? So who are we to try to check Russian Cream for dick riding? And who is she dick riding? Because from what I've seen, Russian Cream is pretty much standing on an island by herself. I don't care. I'm Team Russian in this situation. For the first time in a long time, I'm Team Russian over Rolley. Um, and not only do you give Dick Rider to Natalie, Rolley, you're giving Dick Rider to production. You're riding their dicks right now. Because you know that's probably true. You know that's probably true about the edits. You know it is. Now they get to the safari. And Ivory is... Ivory, I was laughing at her because she was like, almost couldn't believe it. And she, in my mind, she was like, we're definitely not on Now That's TV anymore, okay? Because the budget is budgeting, right? Ivory comes from Now That's TV where you argue in an Airbnb for a week straight. Over here at Zeus, they got them over here in Africa on a mother effing safari. This is something I've always wanted to do. It's kind of a bucket list item for me. I don't know about you guys, but I've always wanted to go to like Greece, Mexico, London, and Africa and go on a safari. I've always wanted to go on a safari. Those are like some of my bucket list places. And you can tell that Ivory is really soaking it in and taking in the moment. She says she's never been to a zoo, an aquarium, nothing like this before. And I'm like, damn, did y'all not have childhoods? It's sad. I know some kids probably didn't get to go to aquariums or zoos. I get that. Not every family was fortunate. But it makes me be thankful that I had the means, that my family was able to take me to do things like that, because those are things that I feel like you remember forever as a child. Aquariums, zoos, and not only that, they're great for kids because they're educational. You get to see these different animals, these different mammals, these different species and things that you may not see in your everyday life, that you only see in textbooks at school, right? Now the girls are going through this. They're going through the safari. They're seeing the animals, the lions, the tigers, the leopards, and all that. And all I can think of is, look, if these, excuse my language, if these hoes as a term of endearment before anybody gets upset, okay? Over here, hoes is a term of endearment. Over here, you a hoe, I'm a hoe, we all hoes, okay? All I can think to myself on this safari is, if these hoes get to scrapping while we are on this safari, don't be mad. I ain't gonna feel bad if you fall off that motherfucking truck to the ground and the lions and tigers and bears, oh my, come to eat your ass up. Okay? I'm just saying, because nothing shocks me with these girls. I feel like they will fight anywhere. So nothing shocks me. And I'm like, please don't fight on the safari. Please. Now, after the safari, Natalie meets with all the girls before they get ready for their next appearance at a club. Yawn. Been there, done that, seen that. Over the club appearances. Whatever. So Natalie meets with all them. She's like, we're going out to the club tonight. I don't need anybody fighting. And pretty much this is an opportunity for anybody to get anything off their chest. Natalie didn't say that, but the girls know. We're in our circle. This is the moment for us to get anything we need to get off our chest. So Rolley calls out Russian Cream. And they end up getting to the point to where Russian's like, what do you want to do? Or Rolley's like, one of them are like, what do you want to do? It ends up turning into a fight. Now, Rolley versus Russian Cream. Rolley obviously won that. Let's talk about it. Rolley obviously won that. The only thing Russian won in that instance was Rolley's wig. She snatched Rolley's wig off, but Rolley got Russian Cream on the ground. I felt bad for Russian for a minute because Rolley got her on the ground. She was kicking the hell out of that girl. Did y'all see that? She was, because what had happened was Russian tries to kick Rolley, and when she kicks, Rolley grabs her leg, pushes her to the ground, and then starts kicking her. Yes, kicking the fuck out of this girl. Okay, now when she gets up, Russian says that she's like, this shit ain't fair. Look at the size difference. Y'all know how I feel about size differences. We on Baddies. There ain't no size difference shit. But Russian says that she's going to start fighting walls because fighting Rolley was like fighting a fat brick wall. Not a fat brick wall, bitch. Not a fat brick wall. Now, we see the girls go back inside. They go into their rooms because they got to get ready for the club appearance tonight. Now, sad Dolly decides to be messy and tells Choco, let me show you your room. Because Choco doesn't have a room, and the only other available room apparently is with DTB. There's a bed with DTB. But my thing is, what happened to DTB getting her own bedroom, her own quarters? Do y'all remember Natalie showing DTB her room, and she had all this space and all this room? So when I saw Natalie show DTB that room, I'm just thinking in my head that there should be plenty of space for everyone to sleep if DTB gets this big sprawling headquarters, right? Well, apparently there was an extra bedroom in DTB's room, and they're making Choco Brown sleep in the room with DTB. And Dolly decides to take Choco to DTB's room to be messy. Because we all know that Diamond and Dolly do not fuck with one another, right? So when Dolly walks in to DTB's room with Choco Brown side by side, DTB immediately swings on Dolly and they get to fighting. And we find out from Dolly that she thought it was a setup. She thought Dolly and Choco were coming in there to jump on her. And look, I don't blame her. I'm sure doing shows like this, you get PTSD. I'm sure doing shows like this, you be having your guard up. You're in your room, minding your business. All of a sudden, you see a camera and two girls you don't really fuck with coming in the room. Oh, hell no. This is a setup. I don't blame DTB. She swung off the bat on Dolly. She swung right off the bat because why the fuck else are you here? I sort of don't blame her. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems sort of setup-ish. If I was in Dolly's shoes, I would have thought that as well. Now, during this fight between DTB and Dolly, I was worried for DTB for a second because we see them end up fighting. They end up on the bed, and at one point, Dolly's got these thigh-high boots on, stiletto spike heel thigh-high boots. They're on the bed wrestling, and Dolly starts kicking DTB in the eye with these like stiletto heel boots. And at one point, Dolly actually grabs DTB by the face like this and like starts trying to gouge her eyeballs out. And you can tell because DTB gets up. And if you saw DTB in that moment, that was oh shit, that fucking hurt. What did she just do to me? That was that kind of reaction. You know what I'm saying? We saw DTB. She jumped up. She was like, yo, what the fuck, bro? She's trying to gouge my fucking eyeball out. And we also saw her with that stiletto heel kicking DTB in the head, and it looked like it got her in the eye. Yeah. And then, but we did see, after all that, DTB did end up getting Dolly on the ground. And all I'm thinking is, DTB, stomp this B out. What are you doing? This girl just kicked you in the eye, just tried to gouge your eyeballs out. You've got her on the ground. stomp her. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Do y'all know what moment I'm talking about when they were fighting in DTB's bedroom in that corner over there? Child, I was hollering at the TV, okay? Hollering. Now, Dolly has the nerve to say, "You like to sneak, bitch. You like to sneak." And I'm just thinking, do you have amnesia or something? Am I losing my mind? Because you sneak every chance you get, Mamacita. Now, we see Dolly in her confessional say, "Yes, I'm being messy. Yes, I'm being messy. I did bring Choco in." And it's just like, girl, go home. Go home. Because you're giving big back bully bitch right now. That's what you're giving, Dolly. And I'm tired of seeing it. Like, and what I did think was funny, it was funny, but was also kind of fucked up. Choco ended up being a casualty of war here, okay? Because Choco Brown is just sitting in the corner kind of watching all this go down. After the fight happens, Diamond is walking out of her room, and she looks at Choco Brown, and she just decks her in the face. She's like, "What the fuck you looking at? You coming in my room trying to set me up?" And listen, I don't know if I blame Diamond for that one either. Sorry, you're just a casualty. You are just guilty by association because you came in my room with my op, and you should know that that's my op. You on the show? Have you not watched the show? How do you not know me and this girl have beef? Choco, you know that Diamond and Dolly have beef. What do y'all think? Do y'all think Choco Brown knew that Bad Dolly and Diamond had beef, or do you think she was oblivious to it and just thought Dolly was showing her to her room? Because if that was me and Dolly was like, "Let me show you to your room," I would have been like, "Oh, I got it, sis. I don't want no bullshit." You know what I mean? Like, I don't want no. Y'all know what I mean? Now here go Choco holding her face. I'm just like, girl, come on, silly rabbit. What you holding your face for? Get back in the field. Get her. Get Diamond. Don't sit there and like get in the field. So Choco ends up approaching Diamond like, "What the fuck? You know, I need that. You just snuck me. I need that." And listen, Diamond may not be able to fight, baby, but there's one thing about Miss Diamond, the body. She ain't gonna never turn down a fade, right? She ain't gonna never turn down a fade. So Choco and Diamond, they're fighting. They're going back and forth. Choco ends up kicking Big Ant in the nuts in the process. Now, y'all know Big Ant is the security guard. She ends up kicking him in the nuts in the process. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, poor Big Ant. And listen, Choco may have been innocent, right? She may have been innocent in that situation, but we have to look at DTB's perspective. It looked like a setup to her, and I believe that. Now, the girls head to the club, right? They head to their club appearance in Cape Town. And one thing I noticed about the United States clubs versus the clubs outside of the United States, people don't really care for the baddies like they do inside of the United States. You know, in the USA, we have this, Americans really care about this pop culture, celebrity culture type shit. In different countries, I mean, there are people that care because the club was obviously packed. But, you know, in the United States, the fans be out lined up outside like Rihanna or Beyonce is in town, bitch. Yes, but, you know, in South Africa, I don't really see people lined up outside like that. Like, you'll see 4 to 5, 10, 15 fans, but people are not lined up down the street like they do in America for the baddies. Now, Kriken, you know, she makes me laugh, and some of her confessionals, I think it's her accent too. She was talking about how lit the club was, and she said that she felt like she was in Freaknik 96, baby. I don't know where she's from, but I love the accent. I think she's very entertaining. I feel like she's one to watch this season, and I think she'll be one that'll be asked back. I think so. Now, they go to the club, they do their thing, they have a good time, blase, blase, blah. Back at the house, Elsie and Tavy Baby are arguing. Again, because Elsie is still mad about Tavy dapping up Cold Killer in the club and telling and Cold Killer, pretty much trying to reconcile, right? LC didn't like that, and she's still mad about it. And I'm just thinking to myself, girl, are you still mad at this? I told y'all with LCK, the elevator don't go all the way up to upstairs, but that does make for entertaining television at times. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just like, LC, baby, let it go, let it go. Now, meanwhile, Tavy is yelling at LC. LC is yelling back, but LC also starts doing this ha 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 over and over and over, to the point it was annoying me as a viewer. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm literally like, Tavy, baby, please shut this girl up. Please shut this girl up. And I'm starting to wonder, like, how is LC even casted? How was LC even casted? She's not even a baddie. Like, she just... You know who LC reminds me of? Annie from Bad Girls Club Season 4. That's who LC reminds me of. Look like she just fell out the sky and don't belong there. Now, LC tells Tavy, baby, that Tavy was using her for a story time. LC says, you're using me for story time. And I'm like, I think the word you're looking for there, sis, is storyline. Not story time. Now, LC says Tavy was her... If Tavy was her real friend, she wouldn't have punched her, because Tavy, baby, does end up knocking LC in the face when LC don't shut the fuck up, and I think LC kind of deserved it. Just gonna be real with y'all. LC was asking for that smack. LC was asking for that smack, and then she's over here talking about, if Tavy was my real friend, she wouldn't have hit me. Girl, you just met this girl a week ago. Y'all are not friends. Y'all are not friends. You're co-workers. I don't know. I'm Team Tavy, baby, when it comes to her and LC. This whole LCK situation, whose side are y'all on? And then, Tavy baby ends up leaving because she can't make sense of what LCK is doing. LC is crashing out and spiraling. And here come Captain Save-A-Ho Scotty. What's wrong? What's going on? Talk to me. Calm down, LC. What's going on? Da-da-da-da. And LC looks at Scotty and says, why the fuck are you in my face right now? Why the fuck are all y'all in my face? Scotty's like, okay, fuck it, fine. You don't want my help? I won't give you my... Nobody asked for your help, Scotty. You so hell-bent on trying to prove you're not boring, so you interject yourself into everything. Get on. Don't you got a cock to sit on, Scotty? Ain't Lemon Pepper around the corner? I know wherever y'all filming, Lemon Pepper is right there. Get skit scat. Like, you ain't got nothing to do with this conversation. Now then, after Tavy baby finishes arguing with LC, she's still heated. She's still pumped up. So she goes downstairs and she confronts Cold Killer. Not really confronts, but Tavy baby is, she can be loud. And she's on 10 right now. And she's pretty much telling everybody what happened. And she's like, yo, LCK is pissed because me and Cold Killer dapped up in the club. And Cold Killer pretty much told me, you did your big one. You were defending your friend. I respect that. Now, things go left when Cold Killer denies this. Cold Killer says, I didn't say that in the club. I never did that. Da-da-da-da-da. Now, she does admit to dapping Tavy baby up. But just like Tavy baby said, why would you dap her up if you didn't say that? Why would Tavy baby pull out of her ass that you said you did your big one, you were looking out for your friend, and I respect it? Why would she make that up? I feel like you were in the club drinking, Cold Killer. I feel like you were in the club drunk, feeling yourself in the emotions, and you was trying to reconcile with Tavy. I feel like you were, and you dapped her up. And then the next day, that's not going to look good for the narrative. Next day, you realize that your friends and your little trio would probably realize why you switching up, why you being friends with the ops. So now you're trying to backpedal on it. But you discredit yourself, because why would you dap her up? If y'all aren't cool, if you didn't say any of that, why did you dap her up? Make it make sense. She didn't dap her up just to fucking dap her up. I did laugh when one of the girls called her Joanna Man. I said, "Little not Joanna Man." Now I think Tavy's a pretty girl. I think when she's dolled up the right way, she's a pretty girl. But I laughed at the Joanna Man comment. I think that was Fauna. I think Fauna said that. Now all of a sudden, Joanna Man, I mean Tavy baby. Listen, Tavy baby is probably my favorite newbie. So I ain't got nothing against Tavy, okay? All of a sudden, we see what's her name? Coke Killer start throwing shit in the kitchen. I think she was didn't she throw it first? Yeah, Coke Killer I think threw something at Tavy Baby first. They're in the kitchen and all of a sudden pots, pans, spoons, forks, cups, dishes are being thrown in the kitchen. It's an all out brawl, pots and pans, bitch. It's just like at the brunch at the beginning of the episode. It's madness again in the kitchen. This time with pots and pans and all that. It was a straight up safety hazard, bitch. Somebody call OSHA. Okay? Somebody get OSHA on the line. It's a safety hazard, alright? Now, things heat up even hotter in episode 7. And we are going to talk about the aftermath of all of this and how it becomes the house versus Tavy Baby pretty much. And Natalie hands out a baddie chain coming up in the upcoming episodes, and you better believe we're going to talk about it. We're going to recap it all. Episode 7, stay tuned for it. It's coming very soon. Uploading. It's actually uploading now. Y'all know some of these uploads take forever. I apologize. Thank you for your patience. We're almost caught up with Baddies Africa. My goal was to try to get caught up before I go back out of town. I go back out of town this weekend, so I'm trying to get caught up on all of that. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting. Please continue to subscribe, like, comment, all that. Check out my jewelry in the description box below. I hope you guys enjoyed this after show and this recap. It's so much fun always hanging out with you guys. Until next time, we'll see you next time on Damien After Dark. See you.